Crawford, the undisputed lightweight champion of the world. He also can crack at welterweight, one of the best to ever do it. Roy Jones Jr. from Pensacola, Florida. I'm from about 30 miles away, Bay Minette, Alabama. I've been hearing about this guy for over 10 years, and boy, has he backed up all that hype.
It'll be ding-ding from first ball. They're off.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from Omaha, Nebraska, here is the acclaimed 3-division world champion and 2-division undisputed champion of the world, Terence Bud Crawford. Fighting out of the blue corner, introducing the newly crowned champion, holding a record of 22 wins, no losses, 20 big wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the young, undefeated, and newly crowned IBF middleweight champion of the world, known as Captain Hook, introducing Roy Jones Jr.
So much hype surrounding this fight, and now it is go time.
The wait is over. The speaking stopped. The fight begins. Now, let's get the answers.
Under the bright lights here for this one. Really good matchup, and we're hoping for a really good fight. These athletes have promised us a war. Let's see if they deliver. Only catching air with that hook. Good counter punch. With that jab. What a pleasure it is to be here in this environment. What a venue for this showdown.
You just see the nerves on that fighter stepping into the ring, Tom. It can tell you so much about a fighter. And the look in the opposite corner, you've got one fighter that is in heaven. This is where they want to be.
Throws the jab, but it doesn't score. We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. He misses with that jab. If you're a counter puncher, then basically you do the counter attack. You let them get their punch off first, and then you answer in kind.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight. A counter punch is smart.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he... What do we expect to see here in round 2? Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Beautiful counter shot. They got out of the way of that right hook. Punch caught him clean. It's like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. Nice counter shot. This fighters completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back down.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. How about that time counter shot? Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. After what? There's the bell for round 3. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Just avoids the left uppercut. You've got two evenly matched fighters in this weight class. It sometimes comes down to who's in better condition. Big swing and a miss with the hook. Nice counter shot. These punches coming from every angle. Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. You'd like to see more jabs. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. It's no secret who has the advantage after that last round. Let's see what they have in store for us in the next one.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as a fighter, and the cornerman's got to put a firecracker on that fight.
Great work. I love that. I love that.
There's the bell for round 4. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Hook misses. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. They're giving us a high-tempo show. There's a counter shot. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Skill for skill, tap for tap. It's like a match made in heaven.
Can't land that jab. A perfect counter lands. They won't give us a second to catch our breath. Perfect counter shot. Catch and shoot. Well done with that counter shot. Walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. They got the momentum. On to the fifth we go. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
There's been a significant aggression difference in this fight, Johnny. What are you seeing?
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there. These guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. But it hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
Nice counter. It's all offense all the time. Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Good counter punching. Lucky that hook didn't score. That counter shot lands. Nice counter punch right up the middle. They exchange punches. This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. Every time they throw a shot, they get... This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round.
What are you doing? You've been close to this fight.
Raise the bell to start round 6. Coming off a very tough round, let's see what they do here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt, you've got to get out there again. Be smart, be sharp. Don't be a fool, don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
He misses with that straight left. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. And he scores with the counter. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Crawford in that last round. From this moment forward,
Don't worry about that round.
There's the bell for round 7. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
That right hook won't score. I think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You can tell who it is.
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Nope, that hook won't score. And forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Nice idea with the jab, but does not land. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Punch, counter punch. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Beautiful counter punch. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talking about Crawford in that. Here's the bell to start round 8. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Can you believe it? Roy Jones Jr. is on the back foot now. It appears they weathered the storm. How? I'm not sure.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Nice counter punch. They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox.
Oh my goodness, Johnny! Crawford is dazed. How did they survive that?
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
The straight right just misses. How about that time counter shot? Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Crawford and... Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. You know that bell was...
He's boxing back together.
Let's see how much fatigue we see here in round 9. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
So far, the offense has been better than the defense. The work rate is down. The head isn't moving as well, Johnny. Fatigue is starting to set in.
Middleweight.
Hold on a second, Johnny. Did you see that? Crawford's legs are all over the place. I thought that was going to be a knockdown at least.
B-Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
A perfect counter lands. There's a counter shot. How about that time counter shot? They've got to use their jab better in this fight. Well done with that counter shot. Catch and shoot. One punch could change the entire complexion of this fight. Nice counter shot. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this same kind of pace up, they've got this fight.
You getting soft on me? Yes, I like that.
Here comes the 10th round. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fights like that and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
That hook doesn't score. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Misses with the straight left. You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. Nice counter. What heart, what desire, but at what cost? Terence Crawford just got rocked. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, we're entering... Here's the 11th. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
As we enter the final frames of this bout, Johnny, what have we seen so far?
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get in close.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. They better start respecting each other's punching power. Insane action. That counter shot lands. Can't land the jab there. hear that old phrase, second wind. You've got to fight it somehow.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Crawford may be ready to go down. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
The bell, sometimes it can be...
And there's the bell to start round 12. After that last round, something has got to change.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. Beautiful counter punch. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. We wanted action, and they are giving us action. He threw a punch and just got countered. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you've hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Threw the straight left, but it won't score. And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. The bravery being shown here is just incredible. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Crawford is dazed. Not the way either one of these fighters hoped it would go, but they can't be too upset. No one loses here. This fight's a draw.
No complaints there at all. The crowd agree. I agree. The ref knew exactly what he was doing. So you know what? Great shout. I look forward to fight number 2.